It's looking better. Looking pretty rosy now.
Looks red, yeah.
Does look a little red. We'll try one more time.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna make
We
sure
can do it all day.
all my
Yeah.
dials are in the right spot. We're at the right levels here. Move it up a little bit. All right, black balance. And white balance.
It's looking a lot better.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay,
Excellent.
everybody happy?
Yeah.
Looks great.
Great.
So it looked like there was some nice chunky rocks on the left side. I want to
Oh.
grab before we start moving too far.
Roger. So you want to keep that arm there out there, Kylie?
Raj.
You said the left side of the screen there?
Yeah.
Roger
Assuming
that.
it's staying the same. Yeah, looks nice.
That Atalanta view is pretty impressive with whatever is causing that just wedge-shaped scar.
Yeah.
Ooh, you got a big old something to your left. See it in Atalanta? It's like a, I don't want to call it a coral if it's not, but it's big.
It kind of does look like a coral head.
I'm pretty sure that is a coral.
Yeah.
Probably one of those single-stalk bamboos.
I would put my money on coral. Okay, so which rocks around here look like they're your friend?
Yeah, do we have lasers on, please?
I'm sorry, yeah. Still waking up here. Whew. You guys gotta slap me awake, please.
Come here, Jess.
Oh, there's a coral.
Yeah, tall boy.
This one looks good if it's possible. Oop,
Oh, that's
long draw.
that's a big one. That one looks like it's looks deceivingly smaller than it is, I would say. What about this one on the lasers?
That one looks way bigger, isn't it?
That one looks smaller to me.
Oh, maybe I circled the wrong one.
What about the one kind of in front of the slurp,
Slurp.
right now?
Yeah, that one's great.
Okay.
Raj.
Oh, there it is.
I'm halted. I'm just going to turn on torch.
Roger. Ooh, 14K on the craft. Cool.
That's gross.
I'm going to turn off the bender here
Raj.
so we don't jab ourselves in the spine.
Thank you.
All right, you're clear. That's a bigger rock, actually, isn't it?
We'll see. I'll hold it right in front of the lasers.
We probably don't want an E and F size rock right now, do we? Because that's an E and F size rock.
Let me look at it.
Oh, there's two rocks there.
Do I have two rocks?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll put that down. Hold on.
Do you want to go for something a little smaller? Maybe what's on the left laser right now?
Yeah, we can try to look at that one right to the left of the laser.
Yeah.
Give it.
Nice. That's a better, much better rock.
Okay. Can I get a partial zoom?
Partial zoom.
Gracias. Rooney. Oh, it just balanced there between the two fingers.
Yeah, we'll go with that one. Thank you.
Okay.
Roger.
Where would you like it?
They're all open. Do you want it in like one of A, B, C, or D because that's a smaller box?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
starboard A,
cool.
if we can do
From
it.
wide?
Full wide.
Ready for a sample salvo. Excuse
Roger.
me.
Coming out.
Excuse me. You want to hit it again?
Let's just cycle through all of them here. All right, sample tray going out.
Raj.
Can't see with that. Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Just kidding.
You're good.
Just kidding. Yeah, Raj.
That's looking better.
Get in the box. My fingers are stuck on the...
Nice. Oh, that's looking great now.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. That went into A.
Sorry, Jess.
You're good. Take your time.
I'm going to index.
Yeah.
Data, what sample number are we on?
064.
Roger, 064.
Why am I...
There you go.
Okay,
And
okay,
your
sorry.
fingers.
Yeah.
Coming in. You have the butt cam all the time now.
I know.
All right, science. Are we good with that?
Happy?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Yes, that's great. Thank you.
All right, great.
Yeah, so we can start moving along towards waypoint 2, maybe at, I don't know, 0.3 knots. I haven't seen too much yet, so we don't have to go too slow.
What's the contour that look like? Yeah, we can try out 0.3, and then if it's a bit aggressive, then we can go to...
Okay. You just want to start with a constant move, or you want to?
Yeah, let's do constant.
Raj.
I turned off craft power and valve.
Actually, I want to do 0.2 until we see the slope, sorry. Just for the change of mind.
Sure.
Can you pass these?
Ridge nav, 700 meters,
Oops.
250. Yep, and that's 0.3 knots as well.
Solid.
You doing okay there, Jess?
Yeah, so maybe go around and do a round of introductions so Kylie can get a bearing of who's who in this band.
Yes, please.
So, hey everyone, I am Onye, your Science Communication Fellow on board the EV Nautilus. I'll be tuning into your questions if you're viewing from home. So go ahead, send in your questions and I'll share them out to the team and we'll do our best to answer them.
Hi there, I'm Kevin Conrad, geologist from University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I'm going to be one of the scientists on board here. And yeah, happy to answer any geology-related questions.
I'm Meredith Everett. I'm from NOAA's Northwest Fisheries Science Center, where I'm a geneticist and work with NOAA's Deep Sea Coral Research and Technology Program. doing genetic identification and population connectivity and environmental DNA research related to deep sea coral communities.
Hey everyone, I'm Chanel Vidal. I'm a PhD student at Arizona State University studying microbiology in Antarctic dry permafrost. And I'm here as an ocean science intern, happy to answer any questions about intern life, how to pick a major, how to pick a school, and everything in that category.
Hey, I'm Chris Krasnowski. I'm here working as a navigator and high-resolution mapper, and shoreside, I'm a postdoctoral researcher at University of Rhode Island.
Hey folks, just Annabelle here, sitting between now Chris and Kylie. Flying Herc, and we'll be flying Atalanta. Yeah, happy to introduce Kylie. He'll be helping me out a lot with the way my wrist's been going.
Hello, 12 to 4. Happy to be here. I'm Kylie. I'm sitting in the Atalanta seat, moonlighting as a Herc pilot for Jess. And it's my 5th season on the Nautilus. And yeah, happy to be here.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tim Dwyer. I'm sitting in the video engineer's seat to Kylie's left. And I am responsible for managing some of the video feeds coming in and going out to you on the internet, as well as making sure that we archive all this incredible imagery that we're collecting. I'm from Friday Harbor, Washington, where I'm a high school science teacher.
How long have you been teaching?
That's an interesting question.
Really?
Yeah. Well, actually, I had my first job as an intern in environmental education when I was 17.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, which actually is sort of how I started getting into boats and ships and things. I was working on a schooner in Baltimore Harbor with the Living Classrooms Foundation.
That's
where
cool.
I grew up. Yeah. But I've been a classroom teacher for about 9 years now.
Oh, wow, cool.
Formal educator.
Yeah, same school?
No, same island.
Yeah,
I live
gotcha.
on a small island in the Pacific Northwest, and yeah, I worked at a small private school in Friday Harbor and switched to the small public school in Friday Harbor about 3 years ago.
Cool.
Oh, I didn't realize you're from that island originally then.
Oh no, I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I grew up in Maryland.
Raj, sorry.
Are your students watching?
You know, I would like to believe they are, but it is summer vacation.
Oh, okay,
so.
fair enough. I hope they're like outside playing, right? Like.
Yeah. If any of Mr. Dwyer's students are watching right now, please say hello in the chat.
Yeah, send a question.
Extra credit for next year, you just don't realize it yet.
Where in Baltimore are you from? Or, sorry, Maryland are you from?
Yeah, I grew up in West Baltimore.
Okay, cool. Wow.
Yeah, in the city.
I spent a lot of time there. I have some family there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, it's a great place. I enjoyed growing up there. My neighborhood was like a really close-knit, almost a little town in and of itself.
I've noticed that a lot around the city. I like it. And the crabs. Good crabs.
And the crabs, yeah.
Would it be accurate to say it's like similar to a smaller Philly? I've never been to Baltimore, but I've been to Philly. And you know Emil Patrincio that does this with us. He's done Baltimore things, and I think that's how he sort of described it because I'd never been there. But similar, like it has a lot to offer for like culture and like little pockets of spaces you can go and get different things from.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's lots of, I don't even know what you would call them, but sort of areas in the city that all have their own very specific culture.
Like neighborhoods.
Yeah.
City neighborhoods, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But they're almost a little bit bigger than neighborhoods. But yeah, Baltimore was originally 3 towns that kind of all grew together.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it was Fells Point, which is a very popular tourist destination. Federal Hill on the sort of the other side of the harbor, and then what is now downtown Baltimore.
Very cool.
Yeah, I've noticed that from friends there. They say what neighborhood they're from instead of like saying in the city. Like instead of saying they're from Baltimore, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm from Hamden."
I'm from 10 Hills, Juan, on the west side.
West side.
Yeah.
What brought you to Washington?
Great question. I had a job as a, I got a master's degree in marine ecology in Boston at Northeastern University, and I got hired as a sort of as a lab manager for research tech lab manager for a professor at the University of Washington's fraaed Harbor Laboratories, which is a very well-known West Coast marine lab.
Oh,
That's cool.
So that's why I moved out there.
Do you love it?
Oh yeah, it's
Beautiful.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
You all have to come visit. It's great. Yeah, it's a sort of a different kind of living. It's ferry connected, so
Yeah.
I don't sit in traffic, but I definitely wait in ferry lines.
Oh, sure, yeah.
For a couple hours for the Washington State ferry.
He's not kidding. It can be hours.
Hours.
Whoa.
What? Is it just because a lot of traffic, or just not enough, like, not enough, like, oh gosh, can't withstand the amount of people doing it, like making the travel?
You know, it's just they're big boats, and they line everybody up with a couple hundred cars right before, and then they've got to sort of load them all onto the cars. So
Gotcha.
a big thank you to our Washington State ferry workers the
Good,
day
good job on
after
that, please.
International Seafarers Day.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday was
Yeah, go ahead and zoom in on there, Tim.
zooming in.
Thank you.
Is a crinoid on the end there?
Yeah, it's kind of a cool shot.
This is a bamboo coral, and I'm guessing, can we get a really tight zoom right where all that branching is happening?
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Roger that. Go ahead and push on in there, please.
Zooming in.
Oh, interesting.
Trying to determine if this is a D1 or D2 clade or an A. I think this is the D2. I think it's the kind of the same thing we were seeing on the first dive. But there's the A1 clade of bamboo corals will all branch from a central point, but this one that's kind of an illusion where all the branches are coming out. They are actually in different locations. Thank you.
Yeah, full wide, please.
Full wide.
And is that a sponge behind it?
Looks like a dead stock. Oh, this is a sponge.
Yep.
Wow. So beautiful.
Go ahead and do a snap zoom there, please.
Zooming in.
Ooh.
Ooh, too far.
My bad. No, all good. That was my bad.
This is either bolosoma or colofacus, and it's got a nice little isopod there on the underside.
Yeah.
Tucked into a pocket. Full wide, please.
Full wide.
Got a question for Kevin. In the Atalanta view, we've been going back and forth across this, like, looks like almost like a slide scar between larger boulders. What do you think that is?
It's probably just that. It might be a landslide scar that's somewhat shallow at this depth. And so it created a depression where you can allow sediment to infill. And so you got these clear sediment channels. I think the term is for it is sediment chute, if I remember correctly. And then what we find a lot of times on these sediment chutes are those little kind of almost nodular looking pebbles. We've collected a few on the past couple dives, and so far when we cut them open, they're usually just chunks of igneous rock with like a thin ferromanganese patina, like a thin crust of ferromanganese. So they're not like real nodules. So it's kind of some other process that other individuals are working on. We don't really know why they kind of concentrate there. Could just be gravity sorting. But yeah, right now we're on a somewhat shallower part of the ridge, but it will pick up in steepness. And so it looks like just a lot of mass wasted deposits. We're getting some sparse corals here and there. So we're on a interesting seamount. It's a kind of a overall northwest southeast trending seamount north of where we were last dive. And it has a very strong linear east-west, almost looks like a fault, but I don't know what it is, kind of bifurcation of the north and the south. So we're going up that steep ridge. This dive, pretty much constant southwest motion. Should see some cool basalts, some, that looks like a sheet flow that kind of maybe was displaced, but it's definitely a sheet flow.
Ooh, an enemy.
And we're about to get a sponge.
Ooh,
Nice sponge.
dead sponge, a live sponge, corals, an enemy. Scientists pick the zoom.
Yeah, anything you guys want to look
Let's
at?
zoom in on that sponge. This is one of these farrediae sponges that we've seen. You can see the skeletons of them just to the left as well.
It's so pretty.
Sure thing. Ooh. Good, and
Turn off the valve.
yeah, please.
Raj.
Go ahead and zoom on in there, Tim. I thought it was pressing the porch light. Definitely wasn't. Different button. You want to turn
porch
on
light
the
on?
porch light, yeah.
Oh my gosh, like I'm anticipating your thoughts.
Oh yeah, that's way better. You want to turn off the scaling lasers?
Raj. I missed being with you.
By the way, Kylie and Jess, Val Finlayson says hello.
Hey Val,
Hello.
you want to go ahead and push on in there tight?
Kylie, Amber Silabo says hi.
Hello, 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 hello. Amber's with you at University of Las Vegas, Nevada, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
She's a PhD student of mine.
You know, the two of them and Megan Lubekin taught me everything I know about geology.
Good. Scary, but good.
Such a good... I mean, I had no idea there was
Pull
so
away,
much...
please.
What?
Like, that geology was so interesting. Well, I'm sorry, but, you know. It's a common mistake, am I right? But now I can sort of, like, interpret some things, you know, that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And it feels like there's a lot more to it, you know? So it's really cool.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah. I heard the rock saw this morning, or I heard something this morning. It sounded like a rock saw. I thought of Val. So.
Yeah, there's something on the boat in the morning. People keep asking me why I'm sewing rocks early, and I'm not. So it's not the rock saw.
Yeah,
Oh,
I keep doing it at 4 p.m., so.
that's very kind of you,
much
actually. Yeah.
appreciated, yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like maybe like a grinder. It's just like a high-pitched machine.
It wakes you up from your sleep.
Yeah. Shrill. It's shrill.
And Chris, would you mind centering up on the ROV nav?
She wants to see the ship and the vehicles.
Yeah.
The auto center feature really needs like a weighted average position to follow, because like it's not very smart about auto tracking.
So this is expected to be an 18-hour dive, that's correct?
16-hour, I believe.
Oh, I see. Roger, okay. Understood. Maybe we can pick up the pace in a minute. It's looking flattish, and we can look at the contours.
Is this... Never mind. Raj. I gotta make a new sheet for this dive.
Oh yeah, Reg. 1930.
Yeah, and they were putting it in the one from this morning.
Reg.
Oh, that's a good reminder. I need to make a new folder for the still cam and get images into it.
Ooh, yes, good, good. Yeah. I forget to, right, when it's like a quick bounce dive sort of deal.
Can you guys zoom on that coral right to the left if possible? Or
Yeah.
do we
No,
pass it too far?
we're good. We got time.
Is it a black coral?
Kind of looks like it, right?
That is a black coral. And that's actually, it's one we saw on the second dive, slightly different conformation.
Go ahead and push it on there, please.
Zoom it in.
Do a little bit of that.
You want the lasers off? Oh, never mind, you can't see him. Well, see what I mean?
Go ahead and push on there tighter. I got you. Very spiky.
Nice. Yeah, I saw this one in the guide yesterday, and I was trying to remember what it was, and now I'm going to go back and look.
I have never seen something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't really have like little polyp arms. It just kind of has fans.
Yeah. Do one little band up.
Ooh, you want to see what it looks like in the sextant?
Sure. Go ahead and push on in there as tight as you go.
That's pretty good.
All the way in.
Like it's
Reg.
Was there something like on the backside of it at the bottom?
Might have been a little star crawled up or something.
Yeah. All right, full wide, please.
Wide.
I'll move ahead. Do-do-do.
Rod.
When you get a second, can you boot up the Norbit?
Yeah. It's on. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's on.
Oh, they turned it on.
Yes. Do you want me to power
No.
cycle
Oh,
it?
no, it's fine. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh,
I
right.
just assumed it was off.
It's on.
Now that doesn't ground fault,
That's
no, they don't turn it off all the time.
ideal.
It's an isolated circuit.
Yeah, it does ground fault. It just doesn't show up in the ground fault meter.
Roger.
That's what they. I had this discussion with Josh the other day.
So Steve Oskovich says it's a Heteropathes americana.
It's a cool shot.
Thank you, Steve. Oh, there it is. It just finally loaded for me.
All right. Oh. Sorry, I'm just gonna really quick.
Yeah, no, do your thing. You're all good. When you get a chance, would you mind?
Coming up. Yeah, gotcha. I'm all set on that.
Danke.
There's another black hole on the right, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one may be Heteropathes or maybe
Go ahead and push on in there, please.
bathypathes.
How can you tell between the two? What would you look for?
You're looking at the branching patterns and kind of the overall conformation.
Go ahead and push on there tighter, please.
Actually, this one may be alternatapathes. See how the little sub-branches alternate up and down?
Yeah. Okay. Is bathypathe like equal, like one branch on each side from each
Yes.
other, like symmetrical?
Yes.
Interesting. Pull
You can
wide.
kind of clearly see the
Pull
black
wide.
structure on the base there, where it's not covered in any tissues. You can see it's made out of protein. It has this black color, giving it the name black hole.
Oh. Proteinaceous. I learned that word on my watch a couple days ago.
Good word.
So it belongs in a Fergie song. Proteinaceous, definitious.
That's pretty good. Do you think we should perhaps when you're ahead, exercise the arm?
Yeah, if you want to, yeah, that'd be great.
Just thinking about the next time we need to use it, you know, like
Yeah,
I'd
16K
like it to be
is an
different
awful ground.
than that. I don't want to see that again.
Yeah, no, totally.
Okay.
I'm far enough ahead if you want. I'll slow my speed ahead.
Okay.
That's a good point. So we have back row. We're gonna do some arm finagling,
Cool.
just to get rid of a ground fault if we can.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
And I'm full rack back.
Okay. Craft power's on, craft valve's on. Waiting on comms.
Tim, are you full wide on Herc? Yeah, thank you. 9K, yeah.
Okay, I have valid comms. I'm gonna come up. Do you think having your, like, at the ready for the,
Kill switch?
yeah. Just in case.
Roger.
Okay, coming on.
No purpose.
Raj. Just trying to get this done quickly. It's getting better, yeah?
I turned off the bender.
Oh, never mind. Thanks for nothing.
Oh, you can turn it back on and do that jazz hands. I don't know if we want that.
Maybe like two or three more.
Roger.
Okay, let's see if I can index it and see if I can get any more. Yeah.
So for some context for the back row, we're pumping new, like kind of refreshing the hydraulic fluid that's in the arm. If the ground fault's caused by a little bit of something in the fluid, we can pump it out that way.
Sounds good. And if you want to grab a rock to do that,
Okay.
fine with that.
Seems very opportunistic, does it?
Oh yeah.
See anything you like?
Yeah, all of these are great. If you want
Reach
to
nav, hold position.
grab one and do some bicep curls with it.
Sorry.
Okay, I was like, oh
That
no.
was me. That was me. That was me.
That's okay.
Sort of like, why is that
Let me
dial not
move that
turning
out of
on?
the way.
Or the
Right.
button locked.
Can I have, oh, lasers are on. Okay. Let's see.
What about the one?
This one's pretty good right here.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
big boy.
Bridge
Yeah,
nav,
might be-
20 meters, 070.
That's okay.
Do you have a smaller one in mind, or are we going to take one of the big compartments right off the bat?
Let's see. Oh, can I look at the big one first? Just want to,
Yeah.
see if it's worth it.
It's this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want that other rock. Ooh. Sorry, we'll get it.
All good.
Okay. So, that's what I got.
Yeah, can I have a slight zoom on it, please?
Yeah. Partial zoom. I'll do some, oops, sorry, slow spins.
Yeah, I think that's worth taking a big container.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a nice looking rock.
Okay, Raj. I'll have you hold it out there, and I'm just going to pull ahead a wee bit.
Skedaddle. Okay, Raj, come wide.
Wide.
You want me to just halt it?
Yeah, if
Or
you
you
want
want
to
me to
tuck
okay.
it to the side a wee bit.
You mean you want to see what you're doing?
Maybe.
Raj. Okay, I'm halted.
Roger. Let's scoot up a wee bit.
Are we going 0.3?
We're
We're-
we're not going.
No, all right. Were we going to 0.3?
We were going 0.3.
Yeah, okay. I was like, that's pretty fast for like, it was a quick little sample. I was surprised I
Yeah.
swung by you so fast, but that makes sense.
Ooh, the arm's getting twitchy. All right, we need to stow this quick.
Raj.
Doo-doo-doo.
What about that rock made you say it's a good rock to take?
It has some slight angular features on the inside, like some sharp edges and stuff that are like little ridges and things like that. Lets me know it is basaltic under there, most likely.
Cool.
It's subtle things that are kind of hard to point out, but
All right, I'm gonna sit down right up here.
and
Okay.
given the age of this volcano, it's probably most likely around 100 million years old.
Oh, dear.
You get a lot of crust, so you kind of need bigger samples because sometimes that sample can be like 80% crust.
Roger.
Interesting.
Sitting down now.
As long as it fits on the rock saw, right?
Yep. Actually, I don't even know if this one will, but that's all right. Smash it with a hammer.
Brute force method, Roger.
It's the best part of being a geologist, honestly.
Breaking stuff.
Yeah.
Roger. All right, switching over.
Raj.
I did it this time. Coming out.
I think this is the biggest rock I've ever picked up.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Roger dot.
For sure.
You want it all the way out, or is that good there?
I think that's okay.
Roger. Perfect. Perfect, darling. Nice.
Excellent.
Very nice.
Just to confirm, that went in box E, correct?
Correct.
That is correct.
Thank you.
I'm gonna hold this. Nice. Seated itself nicely. Honestly, I would be surprised by now.
I didn't know if that, I just wanted to tilt my camera down, and then I didn't know if that little rock in that way was gonna like stop me from getting my wrist in.
Oh, Reg.
So I was just kind of like doing a little maintenance and then, okay, I'm indexed, I'm parked, I'm turning this sucker off.
Yeah. All right, Chris,
Ready to roll?
let's do it.
Do you think if we'll just leave power and valve on and see if it gets better?
Yeah,
Raj.
sounds good. Until it shows us 9K.
Bridge nav, 500 meters, 250.
Maybe when we get to like, in like 200 meters or so, we'll slow once we get to those steeper contours, yeah? Great.
"40 minutes in, we've already got 2 rocks. Now we just need to find some coral to put on top of those rocks."
Yep.
Just gonna
Definitely heavier now.
You want to pitch anything, or you're good?
I think we're okay for now, but if I start getting really sinky.
Biggest rock I ever picked up, Jess.
Very nice.
We not even pitch some ballast.
I probably should,
It's the
but
cost of picking up big rocks.
14K. You get 5K out of it.
It's not bad. It's not good.
All right. When does
I
it clear
checked
it
the
now?
ID on that other
Raj.
black coral, and it was indeed a bathypathes rather than an alternatapathes.
There's a bamboo coral.
Okay. Slopey.
So what are our specific objectives for this dive?
Same as other dives. Get some rocks to age date the seamount. We're looking for some sea cucumbers, I still believe, and urchins. And then there's a few select, corals and sponges that people on shore or Steve are looking for. And then, of course, high-density community niskins.
And I'm looking for corals too, but I'm working with Steve on that. So
Nice. Is there any specific one I need to keep an eye out for?
we're looking for characteristic members of the communities.
What is
Okay.
The
that?
thing about a lot of these corals is even when we think we might know what they are on the bottom, often when we get them to the surface, there's something else. So we're trying to just get a subsampling of the local community so that we can confirm IDs and then get them all into the genetic database. The nice thing about getting a few of each species too is if there's multiple what we call haplotypes, which is slightly different genetic variation, we'll get that in our database as well.
Nice. Sounds like Hope needs like a mini niskin, mini slurps, where you can just do like 20 little snips in each dive.
That would be amazing.
There's a nice looking sponge right on the right.
Hello. Since that sponge looks like a halotherian, it reminded me. If we see a sea cucumber on this swatch,
Go ahead
do
and push on
we
in.
get
Submit
Liz and ask if we collect or no?
That's a great question. Probably not in this case, because usually it's once she has a couple, then she just gets more selective. So I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, if she's around and in chat, I would appreciate any update. But
Sure, yeah.
at
So
least-
if like none of them, if there has not been any collected, and then like they may not be coming on their own watch later, because like 8 to 12, I don't know if we'll be recovering by then. Like if we saw a sea cucumber, would you just take it?
yeah, I think so.
Cool. I was on watch
resume?
with Liz, so
Say again.
we were collecting
Can I
everything.
Yeah.
I do.
Is that what's in there?
It looks like a
Little
little
shrimp.
clear shrimp.
A little shrimp associate.
Yep. Living in there. Probably can't get out.
Yeah, these shrimps are common associates of this type of sponge. They land in there before the sponge grows that veil over the top, and then live the rest of their life cycle inside the sponge.
You gonna come a little wide and
Oops.
frame it there?
A little wide.
And those
That's great.
spicules on the sponge, are those only external, or is it, do they go inside too?
Little torture chamber?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering.
They're
Full
just
wide, please.
external. These ones will be actually pretty
Full wide.
smooth on the inside.
Oh, okay. I just needed to know what life was like for that shrimp in there.
Life's probably pretty good for that shrimp. It's got that sponge pumping in food all the time and protection from predators, like a nice little private condo.
Yeah, okay. That's good. I like it. That's cool.
This
yeah,
one's not
but
really
the
a
shrimp
private
can't throw
condo, this one.
stones because it lives in a glass house.
Good one.
That's a
That's
great
very
one.
nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
unexpected.
Go ahead and push on in there, please.
Zoom it in.
There's a walteria sponge. It's got a whole bunch of stuff living on the outside of it.
It's got one of these really nice purple and white
Go ahead and push on in there
crinoids.
further.
Zoom it in further.
That's good there.
It's very cool.
Yeah, these are really cool.
There's, what is, the walteria is
Go
what?
ahead and go on in tighter.
What level of sponge? Because like there's walteria flemingi, but like it's related to this, but doesn't look exactly like this, right?
Yeah.
Walteria is the genus.
Genus, thank you. Okay. And flemingi would be the species?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, pull wide, please.
What?
Those spicules are awesome.
Yeah.
What makes them predatory? Is it that they have barbs on their spicules, or is it some type of chemical adhesive?
I didn't know it was predatory.
I thought that was predatory. Like,
I'm not sure. I'll look it up.
stick to it.
I mean, I believe you. I just asked what a genus was, so. Do we have any questions from the internet? From the chat? Happy sponge, unhappy sponge.
Same rock.
Yeah. It's like yin yang.
Dead and alive. It's pretty morbid.
Balance.
So
Yeah. Oh,
go ahead.
oh, okay. We have a really good question. Is the species abundance population density that we are encountering in these waters comparable to densities at other locations in similar depths?
Yeah, I would say so. A lot of it has to do with the substrate as well. So certain areas at the same depth, you can have a lot of variety in density of different species. We're a little shallower now. We're only at 2,200 meters, so we're not. So it's a little less dense, I would say, than normal.
Go ahead and
But
push on in there.
if we get to like a more kind of stronger, rockier topography, I think it would increase.
Full wide.
Oh, what?
Part of the issue is when you have a lot of small little rocks like that, it's hard to get the hold fast going, then they fall over time. It's just not good terrain.
So I just looked, walteria is actually just a glass sponge. It's not actually one of the predatory sponges, despite those really long spicules
Oh, my bad.
on the outside.
I'm
It does
misleading
look
folks.
very similar to the morphology you get on the glass sponges. I thought it was, or
Holothurian.
yeah, predatory sponges.
Oh, so I just heard from Liz that anytime we see a cucumber, she'd be happy to have it. So
I'd be happy to get it for
Bridge
her.
nav, hold position.
Should we slurp and put it in a bin?
Let's just slurp it up and put it in a thing.
Well, I think
20 meters, 060.
if it's small enough to go in the slurp,
Go ahead
it's
and
better
push on
because
in there, please.
they keep escaping. So early in the
Okay.
dive, it's not the best to put it in a box.
That'll fit.
All right, go ahead and come wide, please.
Coming wide.
So the shrimp that we saw earlier that was inside of that sponge, how would it reproduce if it's living there alone?
Sometimes you get pairs of the shrimp in those sponges. And then I'm not sure about those shrimp. There are a lot of marine organisms, particularly benthic marine organisms, are what we call broadcast spawners, where they just release their gametes into the water column. So that's another option. But yeah, sometimes you'll get pairs of sponges. I know you get pairs of those shrimp occasionally in the sponges.
I have a question about, is there anything in any of the slurp jars?
No, we just landed.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
I'm having a, sorry. You know how the dives go. Sometimes they're all blur together. Just wanted to check.
All right, you're all clear.
Roger. I got comms.
Turn off the bender again.
Gracias.
And then we got a cliff coming, so.
Okay. You want me to pay in?
I can control the winch
Okay.
while you do your thing. All right, she is flushed.
Jeez Louise.
So this species is either paleopeptides or Hansenothuria. and just go ahead and assume I pronounced that wrong.
I'm going to go to sample jar 2. Sample jar 1's a little dirty.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'm ready for, section. I'm just going to put it,
All right.
bubble on it a little bit more.
You're at 60% section.
Raj. Maybe
Hey.
40. That seems like a lot.
Roger. 40.
Oops, sorry. Lo siento.
I'll pop up a little bit to get you a better angle.
Okay,
here.
thank you. I could always, regrip if I need to, but I appreciate it, yeah.
All right.
I'm just halted right there.
Roger. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I'm gonna halt and just reindex.
There you go. And she's in. All right, I'm going to move ahead while you...
Roger,
No.
just put that away.
And we got it.
Sweet.
Zeroed section now.
Roger,
Moving ahead.
Roger. Just gonna look real quick and just stow this puppy. Stowed.
Roger.
Okay,
Nice sample.
off. Thanks. Okay, I got you on the winch. Thank you.
Roger.
Should we go slower?
Back row, yeah. Do you guys want a lot of samples, or else are we just we can continue this pace if we're
Yeah, I
just doing
think-
primarily imaging.
Yeah, I think continue this pace for now
Okay.
until we start seeing things that are on our wish list.
Yeah. Continue this pace until we see the next shiny thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. No, I got it. I've played this game before.
Do you plan on seeing a lot of shiny things, or
Yeah.
no? It's okay.
Well,
cool.
so far the shiny things have been fairly sparse, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind a snip of one of those, the branched bamboo corals, just a little one if we see another one that looks like it's in a sampleable position.
Okay.
Roger that. Back on the blender.
Thanks for not sharing it with us.
This looks like a spirally coral. Is that a bamboo?
I think it could be, I think this one is a bamboo. There's also a black coral that has this formation.
Go ahead and do a quick sim here, please.
Everything's so much, everybody's mouths are so much clearer.
I can.
I'm gonna turn everybody down a little bit, actually.
Yeah, it looks very bamboo. Full wide, please. I feel like I put my mic a bit further away from my mouth whenever I have my mask on, because I feel like it scratches.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Yes, please. I prefer pitching.
Bridge, bridge nav, 400 meters, 250.
I personally like to heave, so.
That's correct, yep.
That's actually a good question. What's the difference between pitch and heave on a ship?
Pitch is, refers to an angle, so how the angle, how far your bow is up or how far your bow is down. Heave is a translation. So heave is how far above the average water level and how far below the average water level.
Okay.
Yeah.
No?
So you
Great.
sometimes you'll hear heave sort of used for ROVs and stuff too, precisely, but it's not really measured relative to anything there. So it's not a useful measurement, but it's something that can be useful to just say, oh, we're heaving, like oscillating or something, but it is a technical term for on the surface.
And it's in relation to like mean wave height.
Yeah,
Okay.
average, yeah, the average of the wave height.
Thanks.
Yep.
Wah, wah, wah.
5-minute timeout.
Penalty.
All the talk about collecting shiny things and then they all vanish.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of if you speak it, they will come. It's like, we'll find something. Got the ship moving, looking around.
Murphy's Law, guaranteed that as soon as we're up to full clip, that's when they'll...
Yeah, totally. Wow.
Here's another question. What are the ballasts or the weights, I guess, made of? And what happens to them once they're dropped? Do they just stay there? Or do they, do they become part of the environment? Are they good for the environment? Do we know?
A professor I had once called ballast used for things like this fish food.
Oh, really?
Yeah, industry term, fish food. But what are these, the ones that we got as a gift, the round ones, what are those made of?
I think those are also steel.
Oh, rad, steel.
Yeah, so it'll just eventually degrade, and then it's now, yeah, part of the environment. And everything that you put down there has to be degradable. So we have a hemp line going to it, all natural fibers, and over time it'll just, over time is, years, but not hundreds of years, you know what I mean? So we don't put down any plastics.
We trap all our zip ties so that we take them back with the vehicle even once they're snapped to like pull the scoop out. We capture the zip ties to the vehicle.
Yeah, Trying to leave little trace.
Yes.
It's always fascinating whenever we go to places that have like Alvin weights that have been dropped by other vehicles. Alvin weights or Alvin plates. These are large plates, for the lack of a better word.
Used for submarine Alvin.
Yeah. And they'll drop like large stacks of those if it's like a HOV, like Alvin. So it's just interesting to see where people have been before. You can see their trailings.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got, Alvin has 6 weight stacks of 17 to 20 Alvin plates in a stack. So 17 times 6 on the vehicle, and they can drop them at the end of a dive and come up real fast. We usually just do like 1 or 2 Alvin plates at a time to ascend.
There's a black coral sticking off that rock right there.
Good, push out in there, please. It's a wee one.
Oh, good eye. I was looking hard.
Little tiny bathypathes. And I think if we rotate just back to the right, there was a bamboo coral.
Roger. Is it a zoom in one or is it a zoomed out one?
I think it's a zoomed in one, but I just kind of barely saw it, kind of fuzzy.
All right, you're gonna come
Just to the
forward for a
right.
minute.
Forward.
I think, oh, we're right over it. I can see it in the down cam.
Oh, I see. Roger that. We're going for the small ones now. We ran out of the big ones. Hopefully we see some larger stuff. Go ahead and push on in there, please.
Thank you.
Yep.
Very pretty.
Is that one branched?
Yeah, it looks like
That
it's
one
branched.
is branched.
Do you want a piece of that one or no?
I want to wait till we get one that's a little larger
Pull
size.
wide, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forward.
So we're not taking quite as much tissue off of it.
I think actually even when we get to those tighter contours, we should just keep 0.3.
Take, oh, once we get, you want to slow down now or in a bit?
Oh no, I said I think we can just keep it at 0.3.
Okay.
Seems all right.
Yeah, these don't seem much steeper. Like we were in a just flattish area for a bit, but these are not much steeper than what we've been seeing.
Yeah.
According to the maps anyway.
Rad.
Yeah, that goes.
Wall.
If we look off to the right, I think there is a bigger bamboo coral just to the right.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, pretty. Good eye. How does she know?
I think it's on the still cam, right? You can see.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know, that's
that was
it took me like a watch and a half to figure out how you were doing that.
Yeah. She's clairvoyant.
I was wondering.
This
Extra
would be
sense.
a good one to, if we have time, to get a little snip just off one of the tops of those branches.
Bridge nav, hold
Roger.
position.
Go ahead and push on in there a bit, please.
40 meters, 070.
Would we slurp
Oh,
the
there's
sample after we cut it?
Yeah.
Raj.
Especially because it's such a linear one. Look at that nice finger.
Tim, would you want to put the bucket camera on the 3rd channel?
Sure.
If you feel like it.
I
Dealer's choice,
I
you know.
do love the bucket cam.
Okay, go ahead and come wide, please. I'll set up for a slurp.
I'm flushing the flush.
Roger. Go closer.
I'm going to turn on porch.
Roger.
And Hang in.
Roger, thank you.
Okay. That's flushed. So we're not going to use 1 right now. 2 is full. We're going to go for 3, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Raj.
And we could probably use 1, but it just has some schmutz in it. It's kind of like a last resort type.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I'm racking you back.
I'm just going to tilt my Atalanta camera down. Tim, if it's steady in Atalanta, feel free to zoom on this.
Okay,
Yeah, if you want to push in a bit.
sure. You
Okay.
call the shots.
Well, you're in charge. You're in charge of it. I trust your judgment.
Go ahead and push it, or, sorry. Kylie, get step on the arm of Tim. Go ahead and push on in there full.
Okay.
Oh,
Oops,
kill it,
oops,
kill it, kill it.
Off, it's off.
Roger.
Watch.
Did it go up into the bumper bars again? Cool. Stand by. First runaway of the day.
I'll put it in the log.
Yeah, Roger. All right, I'm looking all the way to the other side. Let's take a look at what we're on. So it looks like when it kicks, it's going to be on the bin.
Okay.
Cool.
It's unnerving.
Yeah. Do you mind if I start this one up?
No, I don't mind at all. It's weird that it doesn't require this to be like on for that to happen.
Yeah. I don't understand. Sorry, back row, we're gonna be a second.
Take all the time you need. We want the vehicle troubleshooting free.
Yeah. Yep. Never, Jess. But I got you. Yeah, go for it, yeah.
All right, we're back in working order. Go ahead and push on in a wee bit there, please, Tim. It's good. All right, we'll go for a hair trim.
Perfect.
Let's see what my grip force is. That's good. Way off. Oops. Wait. It's about that length, all right, for you guys?
That's great.
Okay. Full wide, please. Actually, sorry, you can stay there for a moment. I'll get you guys a zoom. Go ahead and push on in. Okay, full wide, please.
Okay.
All right, Chica.
Okay, we're on jar 3, sections at 30%,
Roger.
35.
You want to spice it up to 60?
Raj.
Go ahead and push on in there a bit, please.
You got 60.
Roger. All right, lined up now. Let go.
I did increase suction just to be safe.
There we go. All right, full wide, please. There we go.
It's in the jar.
There it is.
Securing suction.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Great block. Went off on me again.
Roger.
Cool. That was eventful.
Going in the red book.
All right.
Ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Bridge nav, 400 meters, 250.
What did we have before for a ground fault?
We had like, it went from like 9 to 14K.
Raj. Okay, it's in both places.
Roger, thank you.
No problem. Okay.
So I think we have a specific question for Chanel. I think it's from Kaylee or Kale, maybe?
Oh, hey, Kale.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be the coolest person?
Oh my gosh.
And what's the most fulfilling thing you've done on your trip thus far, either personally or professionally?
Okay. I think the most fulfilling thing has been like learning how to work with my team. Personally and like professionally, that's the best part of being out here is you're really dependent on the people around you. You know, if you're not feeling well or have to do a certain task, there's nowhere to go, you're on a boat. So you really just turn to everyone around you and achieve amazing things like diving at the seafloor and collecting samples. So yeah, probably the relationships I've formed with my team.
Cool.
Also, I miss you, Kale.
interesting looking sponge right there. Looks like it's dying.
Yeah, we can take a
Yeah.
quick look at it. Go ahead and push on in there, please, Tim. Like
yeah,
it.
I think that's just the dead end of one of the fraaed sponges. Turn that dark brown color as they start to fill in and uncover with sediment.
Pull wide, please.
Full wide.
Have we seen any tunicates on our dives?
You
In
know,
general, yeah.
Yes, and I remember specifically seeing one on the very first dive. We saw one of the predatory tunicates. I don't think I've seen any since then, but I think other watches have.
Yeah, when I was on 8 to 12, we were seeing them everywhere.
Maybe you're the tunicate caller.
Maybe. I'm a
Might-
tunicate on a sea pickle watch.
I might also be too distracted by shiny coral.
One time I thought, I was like, oh, let's zoom on that. I thought it was a tunicate. It was sand.
Crushed it.
The reflection of it was really, really got me.
We've all been there.
Nothing to see here, like literally.
One of the coral species I work on the west coast is this red twig. And a lot of the brittle stars out there will do this thing where they get under rocks and put up their arms, which are also red twigs. So you spend a lot of time getting really excited that you're seeing the coral you want to collect, and instead it's more brittle stars.
Convergent evolution.
It's the ultimate prank.
To be fair, a lot of stuff in the deep sea could be described as a red twig.
Yeah.
That's very true. Like this twig. Long twig, yeah.
Yep. Looks like a branch bamboo.
Very denuded.
Yeah, it looks like it doesn't have much tissue left on it.
Ooh, an
Good
enemy.
snap zoom too.
That's a big anemone.
Snap zoom.
Thanks.
Yeah, one of the branches seems to have died.
Yeah.
Predated upon?
Full wide, please.
Possibly.
Full wide.
That would be, it's got kind of a pattern that would be consistent with predation, and there are still some living polyps on the other side.
Go ahead and push on in there again, please.
Zooming in.
What are anemones related to?
They are in the anthozoan, in the cnidarian
Full
group.
wide, please.
So they are
Full wide.
distantly related to corals, but also to medusans and all other cnidarians.
Cnidarians.
Jellyfish.
Oh, thank you.
Jellies.
Jesus. I was like, I know I've heard it before. What
Jellyfish,
is it?
corals, sponges, and anemones are all cnidarians. They're named for the nematocysts. That's the stinging cells. That's the defining characteristic of the whole group.
Oh, okay. Defining characteristic of cnidarians is the, what's it called?
Nematocyst.
Nematocyst cells.
Yeah, those are the stinging cells.
Sting.
So-
Oh, wait, an enemy. They do sting. They do sting.
Yep.
I forgot. I forgot. I know I did. Science is hard.
Does that look like one kind of tube form there, Kevin?
Yeah, for the lava flow?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting. It's hard to tell if it's a kind of a long tube shape or if it's just a lobate flow that kind of collapsed. Sometimes you can have a lot of gas on the top that kind of inflates it, and then when it just collapse on itself.
Ah.
a black coral on the right.
Another little bathypathes.
Yeah, seen a few of those on this one so far.
Is that a sponge on the left?
That's a dead sponge skeleton, I think. A couple of them lying around here.
Go ahead and push on in on the bathy. There's a little mushroom coral behind it.
Oh, nice.
Cheers.
From what I'm told, those mushroom corals can kind of contract and expand themselves, unlike other corals.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what gives them their name. When they're all contracted, they look like mushrooms.
Full wide, please.
Full wide.
In particular, they have like a round ball, and it's actually got the texture of like a tennis ball top, and then they have a stalk that they can lift up on. And when they've got their tentacles retracted, but the stalk lifted up, they look like a really classic, like Mario-style mushroom.
Nice. Has anyone consumed one and see if it made them bigger?
Are they edible?
I wouldn't recommend it.
You never know until you try. We're now looking for some new interns. Very experimental stuff.
I guess tube worm blood doesn't taste that bad.
What?
Details?
What?
Sorry,
Can't just end there.
was that a weird way to lead into it? Because I was trying to be cool about it. But, sorry, hold on.
There is actually good science behind this.
What? I'm sorry.
On Cascadia Margin last year, there was a tube worm scientist, and they had to like get the worms out of the tubes once they were on deck, and so you had to siphon it, and she was doing it with her mouth.
Oh my God.
And not to like, so she just got a little, little couple drops, but she was saying how their blood doesn't taste like the way ours tastes like iron because it's different.
So what does it taste like?
I don't know. I stopped there.
Sometimes it's better not to know.
That is actually the most effective way to get tube worms out of their tubes, is to just blow them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
It's
I don't
very,
want
very
that
common
job.
when you're working with folks who do a lot of tube worm research.
It's kind of like I tell my chemistry students in the lab safety lecture. You can eat anything once.
Oh, no.
That's very good.
It's a good lesson to learn. Not lesson to learn. It's a good thing to be told. Sponge?
Yeah, this is 2 more of those farrediae sponges.
Farrediae.
Go ahead and push on in there, please. It's kind of like a balloon animal almost.
You want the underlight?
Sure. Just while I blow past it a wee bit.
Well,
This can get really elaborate and grow into these big bushy
Full eye,
forms.
please.
Full wide.
And cousins of these farrediae, they're a glass
you want-
sponge, can form reefs off of British Columbia.
Roger. Thank you. Roger. Thank you. That's looking cool, Chris. Your Norbit stuff.
Norbit doing Norbit
Yeah.
things.
I'm trying out a
What
new...
happened with those little black strops there?
I don't know. We were probably sitting on the ground,
Oh,
and Norbit quit.
I said, this is boring.
But I mean, I'm trying out a new gritter. It's just trying something a little different this dive. So
Okay,
it's
maybe it'll turn out great. It already looks pretty cool.
It looks okay so far.
Whoa. Your graphics card must be super strong.
It's this 6-year-old mid-range graphics card. It's doing great.
You got a backup?
My laptop can run
Okay, good.
it. We've hooked that up before, whatever. But it does fine. It doesn't crash or anything, but it just
Okay.
You know, 2 frames a second, pretty nice.
Just like the old days.
Yeah.
I have a question. So if we have these really cool slamming maps of the seafloor and like that high resolution from Norbit, can we make it as a point cloud and then throw it into Oculus Rift and then walk around?
I have done that, and it's amazing.
Really?
Yeah. I did it with some of the surface mapping that I did and stuff, and like, you can like put it on, first you can like bring it up to like waist height and just like bring it like room scale and like walk around it and look into stuff, and then you can, the Norbit stuff is high enough resolution that
Go ahead
it
and
kind of
push it on there, please. Sorry.
it kind of makes sense to look at it at full scale and walk around in the site and stuff. And the first time I did it was like, I mean, I work with multi-beam data all the time, and the first time I did it, it was like seeing it for the first time. It was crazy.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I just put that up on channel 3, Norbit, for those interested in.
Don't worry, I'll have a VR system for you to pilot to it from next year.
Oh yeah, that would be
We'll try that again.
a good headache. No, that sounds awesome. That's really cool to be able to walk around the landscape almost.
So it's facing down now on the vehicle.
Yeah.
And if it was facing out, why do we do it facing out sometimes?
So if you want to map a vertical structure,
So like the bubbles?
the bubbles, yeah. So it's a good
Okay.
way to like detect the bubbles. But if you want to like map like a sheer cliff face,
Okay.
we have a couple ways we can do that.
Go ahead and push on in there, please.
One way is to face forward and scan up and down.
Go ahead and push on in there, Tim.
Yep.
Okay,
The
that
other way
makes
to
sense.
the other way to do it is to, you can see the fan in here. You can sweep the fan out to the side, out to the left,
Yeah.
and drive along the side of the cliff and scan
Okay.
it that way. But that's another reason why we have a couple different gridders too. A lot of
Pull wide, please.
Full wide.
What do you mean by gritter?
So when you just take the point cloud, you can't like first of all, you can't display hours of point cloud data at once. I mean,
Okay.
you've already seen how this is going. You can't display hours of point cloud data at once, so you need to merge it into some kind of model.
Okay.
So what you do is you divide the survey space up into a grid, and every point that falls in any given cell, you take an average Z, and then you make a cell, and then you can turn that into like a mesh, like you see here.
Okay.
The problem with that is what happens if you have like an overhang. So if you have a floor and a ceiling.
More points in that grid,
Yeah.
but they're separated
Yeah,
vertically.
a grid can't represent 2 elevations at once. That's why we call it 2.5D. So it's not quite 3D because you can't represent a true vertical structure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 2-dimensional function,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
And what you need is a 3-dimensional function to measure vertical structure. So we have, wait, if we have it up on the thing, I can show you what that looks like. There it is. So there you go. That's the other method we have is like a octomap, which is a 3-dimensional grid. So you can see it looks kind of like Minecraft-y because Minecraft uses the exact same model to model the world. It uses voxels.
Huh.
So this can actually, so you can see it looks a little coarser, but it can model vertical structure and overhangs and things like that.
Is that the Norb computer?
No, it's Ross Proc is the new thing. I don't know if you can,
I don't think I have that button.
okay. You can view it with the KVM, but
Oh, well, that's,
Yeah.
later. Okay, I'll ask Tim for a button.
Oh.
yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome work.
The other watch had it up there in one of the black screens. I don't know if we know how to do that, but
We don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
It's like Mon 3 head, I don't know. It's like 1, 2, and then I'm not sure how the rest are numbered, but it's like
Right, I'm
3,
not sure
4.
either.
Yeah, it's like guessing. But
Right.
then every time we change a salvo, it wipes it out.
Right.
So it's sometimes not worth the work.
all
Can we get a zoom
so-
on that sea cucumber?
Sure.
Hiding behind a rock?
Sure thing.
So Tim, what kind of science classes do you teach?
Go ahead and push on in there, please.
I teach the basics.
What's your curriculum?
Yeah, it's a small school, so we only have 2 science teachers, and so I teach
You want
this
to grab
year.
this one?
You guys also want to collect this one?
Yeah, I think so.
Pull wide,
It's
please.
got a full
Full
belly.
wide.
You want to go ahead and
Roger.
stop the ship, please?
Oh, yeah. Bridge nav, hold position.
And then I think we'll probably need to swing back a bit.
Yeah, right. Bridge nav, 40 meters, 070.
Thank you. All right, Kylie.
Got it.
Okay, I'm just doing the flush dryer.
Rod.
Okay, on number 4.
Roger.
And we'll send that out maybe?
Sure.
Bucket being sent out on
Set for
satellite 3.
Channel 3.
It's kind of in a weird spot again, so let me know if you can't reach it, and then I'll fly and you slurp.
Okay. I might do a regrip, but it might be okay.
Roger. Bender is off.
Roger.
On your switch again.
Thank you.
It's like it's about to start swimming.
Oh, well. Okay. Waiting on comms.
Roger.
I swear my face feels weird without something scratchy on it.
Yeah.
Okay, got comms. I'm going to come up.
Roger.
Okay, coming up. Here we are.
Okay, that's a good start.
Yeah. I don't want you.
It sees us coming. It's taking off.
We can get it mid-move.
Nice.
Okay, I'm just going to re-index.
Roger. Got air ion sonar. Let me know.
I'm getting jumpy.
Roger. We'll do this quick.
Yep.
I'll probably have to fly over there, hey?
I don't know.
We'll give it a go here.
Yeah. Can you give it to me in bubble?
Roger. We're at
Just straight up.
40% suction now.
Got him.
Got him. Nice. And
It was a really nice shot of it going through the tube.
yeah, the last journey.
Homeward bound.
All right, he's in. Zeroed suction. Gonna move.
Raj.
Just to confirm, that went into Slurp bottle 4, right?
Correct.
That is correct.
Awesome, thank you.
I gotcha.
Gotcha, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Chris.
Yep.
It's a very pretty one.
Gorgina. Yeah, okay.
I forget
Bridge
which
nav,
color
300
morph,
meters, 250.
one of the 2 color morphs is turning out to be much more goopy in the lab than the other one.
Ooh, which one's more goopy? Raj. Do you want me to turn craft off?
Yeah.
Okay, just check in.
It's or we can, actually, if you want to turn back on, we can see what the ground fault is, but probably gonna be low.
I haven't turned power off, I just have the valve off.
Oh, well then that really means it's low, because it's updating really slowly. What's after waypoint 2 there, Chris? What's the...
Waypoint 3.
Well.
You don't say.
Well, you never know.
Sometimes we skip waypoints.
It looks like we might get to a little bit of ridgy rocky stuff after this.
Ridgy
Nice.
rocky.
See, we got a little ridgy rocky, then we have a flat bit.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's no update.
Roger.
Really up on my geomorphology, you know?
Flat bit.
All right, nailed it.
That bit rigid rocky.
Yeah.
There's only 3 types of topography.
Yeah.
There's flat, there's uphill, and ridgy rocky.
Yeah.
Nice looking glass sponges.
Okay.
Another one of those bamboo
Raj.
corals.
Roger. Roger, roger. Sounds good. 7K, yeah.
Yeah, that's gross. Okay. Do you want me to just turn it off?
Yeah.
Okay, coming
please.
off. 7K, Raj.
Needs a good milking.
I'm off SPL.
Yep.
There's a tiny little fish. Plenty of dead sponges around Johnson Atoll.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of them the last several dives.
They were all seen on the NOAA expedition as well. Almost all the seamounts in this unit. And there's kind of an open hypothesis that there might have been a mass die-off event or something. Either that or they just don't decay significantly in this environment. Because we do see a range of ferromanganese coating on them as well. Here's a nice steep rocky cliff.
Getting into the steeps finally.
Mm-hmm. Some small bamboos off to the right. Little stock sponge.
Yep. It's a slightly different one than we saw earlier.
Did you guys want to zoom on it, or you good without it?
Oh no, we can keep moving. Yeah.
Roger.
Oh, Raj. Sure.
So Kevin, what's the name for this grape-like texture we're seeing on the rock?
Yeah, it's called botryoidal.
Botryoidal.
And it's common when you find sediment like this. So ferromanganese, the kind of oxide compound that is forming these thick black layers on every hard rock surface in the deep oceans, it can't really connect or form on sediment. And so when you have little bits of sediment, it will grow around it. And so you end up with these little kind of grape-like textures with sediments infilling in between. It has a fancy name. Some areas you can have really high currents, you can actually smooth out the ferromanganese crust and it'll get almost shiny.
I like this texture.
Yeah, although it seems like life doesn't like it over here. Only a few occasional sponges, like that one right there. That one looks like it's dying on top, but not in the bottom.
Yeah, it does.
Can we zoom in the sponge, please?
Yeah, sure thing. Go ahead and push on there, Tim.
Zooming in.
So the
You want more
coloration
light?
on dying sponge or dead sponge, it's darker than the local sediment. So is there a lot of things like microorganisms, like foraminifers growing in it, or is it just the way it fills in the sediment?
I think it's just the way it fills in the sediment, and the sponge itself will just become really discolored.
Ah. Yeah, that one's interesting.
All right, full wide, please.
Thank you.
Wide.
Porch coming off. Excuse me, porch coming off.
Roger. And probably in anticipation before we get up to the really steep stuff, I'm gonna have us drop a weight, hey?
Sure.
Let's actually do it now before we get really crazy. All right, and full rack back.
What is the deal with the weight grabbing bits? Just one of the loops on the right or the left? Like,
Yeah.
pick one and it'll take two?
Yeah, it'll take two. The only thing is that given that they're kind of swingy a little bit, we'll just get it away from the camera.
Roger.
Actually, maybe we'll get over this wall first. Come up a wee bit.
Okay. I'm coming up on the winch.
Roger.
I'll just give you the bubble back for now.
Roger, thank you. So I can fly straight.
If you feel like it, sure.
All right, we're clear for a bit.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Are you gonna park it?
Yeah, I'm gonna swing in here.
Roger.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna turn on craft.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. I'm just okay, valve, okay. Okay, it's on, and you'll be on the switch for me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, waiting on comms.
This should only be a minute, Chris.
Got comms.
This should only be a minute.
Oops, got the grate there.
Nice.
I think no.
Try giving a little rotate. Oh, that works.
Okay. Give it to me.
Nice. Awesome.
Okay. Okay. Halted. Excuse me.
All right.
Okay. Good.
You can keep on moving there, Chris.
Bridge nav, 250 meters, 250.
Yeah. I might slow the speed a wee bit, seeming like it's getting a bit steeper.
Roger.
I'm gonna slow to 0.2.
Yep. Bridge, set the speed to 0.2 as well.
Thank you.
Atalanta thanks you.
I try.
All right. Do we have to log whenever we drop a weight?
I
Back
do. No. Wait, do we? I logged it in our thing. I thought you were asking me. Sorry.
Oh, no. For the back row.
Sorry, what was the question? I was literally listening. I don't know what.
It's okay. That's all right.
All good. Yeah, I was just wondering if we log whenever we drop a weight or.
Oh, I typically don't, but I can start doing that.
Oh no, I was just wondering what the protocol was.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't been, but I'm open to feedback and change, so I can.
All good.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm just going to run through gauges real quick and record them.
Sure thing.
Few sponges and bamboos over here. They mostly kind of camouflage into the terrain.
Yeah, those really like fine branched bamboos can be really hard to see against the light background.
Yeah. Get to play the game. Is it sediment or is it the bamboo?
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
That little crack feature we just went over looked really continuous in the Atalanta view.
Ah, I wasn't looking. But yeah.
Weather looks normal, good. Just FYI.
Roger.
Coming up on the winch.
So the predominant current in this area is kind of north to south. So as we kind of crest this ridge, we might start seeing more. I think we're on just the essentially wrong side of the ridge for life. Except for this fish.
There've been a couple of those little fish when we were doing a little sit-down troubleshooting earlier while looking at a bamboo coral. There was one that came and swam right behind, same morphology, so there have been a few of those.
Yeah. Those ones are really tough to identify because they're wily. As soon as you try to zoom in, they're just gone.
Can your iris open a little bit on Herc? Yeah, thank you.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I thought it was my eyeballs. I swear to God, I was like, I think I might have something in my contact. I needed to ground troop it, really. Yeah. I like those odds.
Those odds are odd, Kylie.
Oh, you did it.
Wow.
Thank you. What head is that?
That's number,
Oh.
multiviewer 1, number 10, tip 10.
Number 10. It's like 1, 2, who knows? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's either going to be 9 or 10. Assuming we're moving left to right.
Right.
So
And that's a big assumption.
right. Not clockwise in a spiral.
Right, because it starts down bottom left. So it's like,
Right.
I'm like, bop, 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 bop.
We're lifelong learners here.
Yeah.
Nautilus Live.
Absolutely.
I think I got the Z.
What'd you say?
Oh, trying to trim the Z before I pass this over to you.
That's what I thought you said, but I was like, it could have been anything, really. Something about the sea.
Getting very philosophical right now. It's not even midnight.
So we said we saw some tunicates on our previous dives in this
Yes.
expedition. Do we know if this area could be favorable for tunicates, or like what food? Do we know what they eat for food? And if this area could be possibly a good area for them?
So there's a couple different types of tunicates you can get down here. Some tunicates are filter feeders, so they would just feed on the same marine snow that like corals and sponges are. But down here you can also get a really common form is this predatory tunicate. It looks kind of like a clear hand puppet when you see it, and they actually prey on the small zooplankton around, like the amphipods and things that make the mistake of going into their mouth.
Sounds a lot like a Venus flytrap.
They look, they don't have the same kind of like spiky tentacles like a flytrap anemone does. Like, to me, they look like a clear sock puppet. The Muppets of the deep, I like to think of them as.
Predatory.
Predatory
Muppets of the deep.
No, thank you.
It's like the horror version of it.
Only if you're a tiny amphipod.
Empty.
Yeah, I got the AZ edit over here to... Yeah, basically. So we're going to do a little... Somebody will talk and I'll boost their mic a little bit. Or drop it if they're, you know, blowing out the levels over here on the...
We're a little too shallow in terms of tunicates to see these ones, but if you get on the Google, there's actually one posted on the EV Nautilus Twitter feed. There's a kind of spooky kind of tunicate called it's a stalked tunicate, and otherwise known as the horsehead tunicate, and they look like they kind of float in space on these really fine stalks. They're nice and spooky.
Yes, the dive targets were created for the last one. Yes.
Is that a shadow on the right or a critter? It's hard to tell.
Read targets file.
I think it's a shadow.
Sorry, Kevin, we're doing a quick pilot swap.
Sorry, Kevin, you were looking for, you had a question about a shadow? It was right as we pulled our mics out.
I wasn't sure what that dark thing on the right was. I'm pretty sure it's just a shadow.
Thank you. Okay, I'll just sort of... And then I gotta go.
Yeah, it looks like the underside of a rock.
Raj. Okay.
One of those spiral bamboo corals.
Yep.
Looks like it's actually coming all the way from that boulder.
Yeah, it looks like a really long one. Some of those bamboo corals are bioluminescent.
Oh.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How strongly? Like if we shut off all the lights, could we see it or no?
Possibly, but you might have to disturb the poor thing.
Oh. Well, let's get to poking.
Just some gentle nudging, right? You want to come up on the winch? You got it, thanks. I didn't see your hand.
It's our first chrysogorgid coral just going off the bottom of the screen.
Wow.
Yeah, a small sponge up to the top left, hidden in the rocks. Possibly dead.
Yeah, back row, we're just going to get the vehicles ahead, so we'll hold off on some zooms for a minute.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just pointing out what I see.
Roger.
Also purely narration, we've got 2 more little corals here of a type we have yet to see on this dive. Looks like a little bubblegum coral.
Is that a black coral to the left under the sponge?
Yeah, that looks like a parentapathes.
Oh.
All those are growing right on that lip, probably getting a little localized flow. It's a little better than this out on this big sheet formation.
Do we know why sponges die? It sounds kind of depressing when I said it. Do we know why sponges